Or the, I don't know, maybe like, was it the Bodhisattva tree in India? Something like that. Maybe the Greek gods. Maybe, I don't know. I think an idea may come to me when I'm less stimulated, but usually at night, right before falling asleep or in the shower or something like that. But I don't know, nothing's coming. Nothing is coming off the top of my head.
Wind's blowing.
I will, let's see. I don't want to hang out on here too long without doing anything.
And over there in the ruined churchyard.
So,
Ruined church steeple, the cracked bell
I'm gonna
is
say,
being activated by the night breezes. Suddenly I heard the plaintive cry of
maybe,
a Mexican girl.
All right, my lover?
I don't know, come on, there's gotta be a hook here. Guys going, somebody's searching out gods. Maybe it has to be just one god is real, but it's not one that you would expect. Like maybe the Buddha is actually real and reincarnated. That can be interesting. Maybe I was raised in Christianity, so it could be interesting to explore the idea of if a Christian God were like somebody were able to make legitimate contact with that God. What would that look like? What would that God say about what's going on right here, about the world, and are they as omnipotent and omnipresent as a lot of people like to think that being is? Could be interesting. But I don't know, I'm still not sure there's a hook there. Although I do like, there are so many Bible stories that are interesting, that you could draw from to kind of touch on in the story, touch on in the movie. Nope, I'm not getting anything off that one. All right, let's see if there's another one here that we can go through. Military comedy. Okay, this one I think we should explore. Oh, and we gotta explore the religious one and the AI one. Okay, so let's try to lighten it up. Let's do. Maybe I'm not just in a comedy. Maybe I'm not in a comedy mood today. But let me put it over here. Military comedy. This is just very broad. I had no idea what this was going to be about. But let's see if there's anything in here that pops out. I'm thinking something like a Flash. Get out of my. Um, trying to think of, yeah, like Stripes and in the army now. This idea of something funny, or even Three Kings, something funny happening while in the combat zone. Need another song. There's potential there. Okay, this one for sure. I know I can explore. I've been thinking about this one a lot. Okay. moment's notice. There's no way that people could respond to something like that. So that would be really interesting. So that on its own is kind of like an interesting idea. But I've been thinking about it a lot, and I thought there's kind of, I mean, initially I thought I could turn it into 2 short. And I think I have one viewer in here. Stop me in chat if you've already heard this whole thing. But oh, let's skip this. I didn't mean to pick a Christian music song. For talking about that. All right.
Our next guests are making
So,
their network television debut with us this evening, and their new album
They-
entitled Singles, there it is right there, is in stores later this month. Ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't be happier to have them here. Welcome, Future Islands.
So I was saying, I originally thought about doing this as like a two short film kind of thing, which would be really, really crazy. But that you would start with the believers, you'd see this idyllic family. You'd see this idyllic family, and they would be, watching the television. Oh, get your stuff and go do this, and then you watch them kind of enact this massacre thing from their perspective, and it would be very kind of they're the heroes in their own movie.